So I was born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland, in a church. I've always been involved in the church. I never thought that God wasn't real. I always knew He was there, and I was one not to go off the crazy end and try different things. I just respected people who I respected opinions and did what they said. And our church, which was a worldwide church, had about 200 churches across the nation, decided to split up. Our pastor got sick, and this is about when I was about 15 years old, and this is really when some of the trials really started to take in. My family lost friends that go in their wedding for over 20 years. I didn't think a Christian could do wrong. That's how I lived my life. I felt that all of the people ahead of me were perfect, and they were of God. And when I was opened up to that there is a bigger world, that there is sin, it was really scary. I didn't know what to think. I was lost and confused. It was stressful, and we knew it was our time to move on. So we moved to Arizona when I was 16. I started my junior year in high school out here in Arizona, and I was still very involved. I was always known as someone who was really passionate about following Christ, and my relationship with Him was growing stronger. Going into a public school opened my eyes. I saw the hurt, I was hurt. I had lost some of my friends. I honestly thought that the move was almost like God was telling me I need to sin a little bit. I don't know why. I just think I felt like I need to make some mistakes. So going to high school for me was a time for the first 3 years when we were here in Arizona. I didn't really go to church. I was fully convinced that as long as I knew that He was in my heart, that things would be all right. I started getting into the Word a lot every morning, doing devotionals, reading on my own, and that was a great time because I established that relationship, a lot of prayer, and I got to know the Bible a lot better than I ever had. As I was going through, the Word was really my key to protecting me in high school. And while I did that, it was tough because all of my friends were from the high school. I wasn't involved in any high school groups. I wasn't involved, and after I graduated, I wasn't in college groups. I searched. I asked. For some reason, it seems like a lot of churches today don't have a college group. It's kind of like skipped right into singles or married couples, and this is really why I'm so thankful, and I thank God every day that I was able to meet a place like Ember, because for me right now in my life, this is really where the growing is finally starting to happen again. I think of Proverbs 27:17, where it says, "Iron sharpens iron, and so does one man to another." And that's really how I feel, because all of us are going through the same situations, and you don't know it. And life's tough, whether it be for school or work or life situations, relationships, or even just temptations. Life's tough, and when you know that there's other people going, because sometimes your brain just makes you think that you're the only one that's going through these wicked, tough situations. Like, you have it the hardest. And when you see that all these kids, and when I see these people that are going what they're going through, that's a huge thing that Ember brings. It's been interesting being out here in Arizona. It feels like I've been on my own for 4 years. For the first time, I feel like I have people around me that I can call, that I can tell, I can be honest with. And they're there for me, and that's a great thing. And there's nothing but love in Ember, and that's the most important thing. Everyone loves each other, and that's what it's all about. And it's so important to me, and I thank God for it every day. So I really just can't wait to go to Ember, just to be around the body of Christ, fellow believers who are going through the same thing that I'm going through, where they can teach me something, and God willing, I can teach them something. So as my relationship goes with Christ, Ember's a new chapter for me. It's a new start of just refocusing and fine-tuning the areas where lacks God, and it lacks that ability to go to Christ, and those habits that need to be changed, and need to be broken. And that's what I'm really thankful for, and that's where I'm at.